Okay, well, I am out here on the stream and it's time for me to replace my line and leader. And so I am going to show you how to set up a Tenkara pole. For those of you who have never done this before, this is a Tenkara USA Ito. It's 14 foot 9 inches. We've got the Lillian right there. I'm going to attach what I use almost all the time, which is a tapered nylon leader from Tenkara USA. And the Ito, by the way, is from Tenkara USA. And then once I get this attached, I will put on the fluorocarbon tippet. I like to use 4X. Most people like to go a little bit smaller than that, but I find 4X helps when I catch the bigger fish. So, all right, let's get this put on. They wind that around at the very end, so you have to take a little bit of time and kind of unwind that, or else it'll knot up on you. Okay, this is what it looks like. There's a lot of curls in it, so I usually like to take it and just stretch it a little bit. See if I can't work some of those curls out that are in the line. Okay, now I just need to attach this onto the end part here of the Tenkara pole, and it'll be that simple. Okay. So all I'm going to do, just make a little slip in that, a little slip knot. I'm going to put it in once and twice. And just cinch down on it. And that's all there is to it. You gotta be real careful. This thing breaks so easy, as I'm going to show you in a on the river repair that I did. But you got to be real careful with this part. So now that this is attached, go ahead and put that back in there, and let's go ahead and tie on the fly. Okay, now it's time to tie on about 2.5 feet. That's what I like to use of the 4X fluorocarbon tippet. A lot of people like to use the 5X or 6X, but I like to have the 4X on if I catch a bigger fish, because I have lost them on 5X and definitely on 6X. So that's what I like to go with. Now the fluorocarbon doesn't reflect the sun as much, so Makes it so the fish does not see your line as easy. And in my experience, I think the fluorocarbon works a lot better. So let's do that. Let's tie that on. Okay, there are many different ways you could tie this on. I use the loop system, and I don't do a perfection loop. I like to make it easy. So I just fold the line over and I just tie a knot in it. And I just cinch that down, if you can see that. Hopefully you can. And I just tie that down. And you're going to see this, just there's a little bit of a kink in it. A perfection loop, it would come out straight. So that's really the difference, but I have found it doesn't make any difference to the fish. So, and it's just so much easier. Okay, you have a tag end here. You want to cut off that tag end. Okay. So there you go. You got that one. Now you need to do the same thing on the fly line. Okay. Now you've got both of them. Now you just have to join them together. So to do that, you take the loop on your tippet, stick it over the top of the loop on your line, and all you're going to do is take the end of that and just stick it right through the loop on your line. And then pull it through. Look at that. That is all there is to it. And that little combination has been strong enough for 22-inch fish, so it definitely works. Okay, now let's tie on the fly. Okay, now for this stream, I happen to know that they like smaller beadhead prince nymphs, so I'm going to use that. So let's go ahead and get that right there. So what knot do I use? I used to use a clinch knot until I had about an 18-inch rainbow just to rip it right apart. So I use an improved clinch knot, which is exactly the same as the clinch knot, except you just wrap it through one more time. Okay. Okay, so now you're going to wrap that around 6 times. The standard's 5, but I like to go 6 on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so now a clinch knot is just putting it through that loop like that. An improved clinch knot is when you take it and you put it back through the other loop. Just makes it a little bit stronger. And then you just pull that down. And that's it. And as always, you're going to want to cut off that tag end. So always have your nippers near. And make sure you're actually clipping off the tag end, because sometimes I clip the regular line and have to start all over. So make sure it's the tag end. Come pretty close. Boom. That's it. And that is all there is to setting up a Tenkara pole. All right, now let's go fish. Okay, now that you got everything tied on, all you have to do is just extend very carefully so you don't break it. Just extend the pole out. It's a telescopic type setup, so you just pull each one out and just real gently that's all you have to do. Now on the Tenkara USA Ito, this goes out to 14'9", but you have a section right here where you can actually bring it down and make it smaller. If you want to do that, if you want to fish a smaller pole. I do that quite often. Okay, let's go fish. Try to get it in there, so I'm gonna do a side cast, about a 45-degree cast in there.